When we look through history, it seems the youth are the ones that end up rising up to injustice more than their parents and grandparents. With the advent of social media, such movements garner global attention. Sex abuse and assault is one of these movements that is a part of society today. Just with any story, we have to go back to the beginning. For our story, it is important to know that abuse has historically affected those viewed as vulnerable or inferior, including women of all races. In Star Wars Outlander, we see that abuse is not just between men and women, but can be unto anyone, regardless of sex or race. In order to tell the other side of the story, a very young park back in the day, King's Dominion, became one of the locations for filming of the 1977 film Roller Coaster. A lot of the extras who had to ride the park's roller coasters began to bond over their love of them. This led to the formation of the American Coaster Enthusiasts, or ACE for short. Since then, the organization has awarded 24 coasters with ACE landmark status. This includes 2 coasters that appeared in the movie, Rebel Yell, now raised for 75 at King's Dominion, and Revolution at Six Flags Magic Mountain. The founding members of ACE were no stranger to social movements. They grew up witnessing the civil rights movement led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They probably could not imagine that this new company called Apple in California could spark change that would change the coaster enthusiasts and social movements forever.
We want to check back in with Heather Myers. She has been in Poway all afternoon, a place near and dear to her heart since she grew up in that area. Heather, it looks like things are just getting worse for you behind you.
Yeah, that's right, Marcella. It is a pretty scary situation out here. I'm just going to move out of the way so Anne-Marie...
The ground for mobilizing modern movements like Me Too began summer 2007 when Chris Christmas started designing the hashtag. Converting a flair tag to attract attention to the California wildfires that October, the hashtag first came to action has forever cemented itself in online culture. Akin for targeting during the Civil War, raiding the World Wars, and television in Vietnam, Me Too is an example of an event in a year where social media is mainstream. The invention of the hashtag is a cornerstone for participatory culture, which includes discontinuous social movements and fandoms. The theme park industry has adapted the hashtag as a marketing tool, like in the case of hashtag What's in the Shed for Mystic Timbers at Kings Island. The internet, and especially the smartphone, has allowed for enthusiasts all over the world to network with each other. For example, Volkswagen has regional reps based in North America, Western Europe, and the UK. Such a transformation has been studied by Clay Sharkey. The transatlantic ties of the coaster community can be considered a backbone of support. Volkswagen was spun off Coaster Kids, which is now a charity that helps kids come over their fears. Abuse and assault victims often have fears of what will happen if they tell their story. With a background of supportive victims telling their stories, provides a backbone of support for people to tell their own Me Too stories. One such story arose last September when it was revealed that Chad Miller of Ohio Valley Coasters had been making contact with a female minor. This led one of his best friends, Taylor Bybee of Coaster Studios, with a fellow member Alec, and community artist Gabby to create G-Force, a resource only for young men in the community. Even though there seemed to be overall positive reception, there are still people making Guy Force accounts, which I find adds insult to injury. I have read and heard time and again that fellow men can be their own worst critic. I see G-Force as a way to help unite the girls and women in the community. Especially since 2020 was the anniversary of the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. There are more initiatives than ever before that support and empower the next generation of girls, no matter their passions. During this year's Hollywood Nights, which was Labor Day weekend due to COVID, another artist named Cassie got an all-ladies takeover on the park's signature coaster Voyage. The park actually made an official thing. Coaster Media said this was probably as full as the train was at the event, and probably for the whole season due to social distancing. However, it was woman Megan McCausland, out of all of ACE, who appears in the Mega Machines episode on Lee Burke's Helix. I hope that G-Force is something intergenerationally beneficial to the coaster, or as they say, roller community. Me Too is not something trivial like complaining about losing old favorites like Vortex at Kings Island or the Kentucky Fire debacle.
Hashtag don't mess with coaster enthusiasts.
This is a serious topic. With everything going on, now is not the time for my generation to stop fighting these fights. Nothing is foolproof. However, because of the internet, these stories will never be forgotten.